Namaste and peace, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Thanks for joining me here this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world, to do a little bit of talking around the negative thoughts that afflict us. Everybody has them. I have them too. Sometimes those thoughts of things that we did or things that we didn't do or things that we want to do and can't do or self-judgments. I should have done this. I could be better. I am this thing. I am that thing. We tell ourselves over and over again. And we've covered a lot of that here in the past. We've had talks about this. It's a very simple answer. How do you deal with the negative afflictions of the thoughts that run inside our minds? Maybe you're falling asleep at night and your mind starts to race and it starts to tell you about who you are. Maybe, oh, you're a bad person, or maybe you did this negative thing, or whatever it is. The answer, of course, is to interrupt the thought. And the interruption of the thought comes from the practice of meditation. And one of the advantages of having a singular word that you use over and over again in your meditation is that it runs as a tape loop in the back of your head. All the time back there. The more you practice it, the more it just runs in the background there. And so if it's running in the background there underneath all of your thoughts, it's much easier to just pull that up when you need it. And when I need it is when I start to repeat to myself, or my brain runs away with itself, which is what it really feels like. My brain running away with itself, like a chipmunk running around. I see people talking about chipmunks over there, like a chipmunk running. How do we stop that? We use our meditation. And because the tape loop is running in the back of your head, it's easier just to drop into it when you need it. And I do this on a regular basis. If I catch myself telling myself negative thoughts, that's the time I stop and begin to practice my meditation. 1 minute, 1 second, 3 seconds, 10 minutes, something to do a little bit of the practice in order to stop the thoughts. And you don't have to just necessarily interrupt your day for this. If you're doing a repetitive task, like washing the dishes, for instance, you can just drop into this place and replace your thoughts, your affliction of negative thoughts, with not positive thoughts, but just a controlling thought. And when you control your mind, you break that pattern, that tape loop. So how do we deal with our afflicting thoughts, our negative afflictions? We stop them. And the side benefit of this, of course, is that when you do that, you get to rise above yourself a little bit and look at what you're doing and look at what your brain is doing. Oh, my brain is giving me negative thoughts. Oh, look at that. And then you interrupt them. And the more you interrupt them, the stronger you have over the control of your mind, and the less likely you are to let this run for a long period of time. Because you want to interrupt it so that you don't tell yourself the story about who you are. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person. Whatever the thing is that runs negatively in your head, that's not really who you are. Who you are is a child of the divine, as we talked about yesterday, the child of the living one. That's what we are. And so it's super simple, not complex. Good morning, Janet. Hi, Susie. Hey, Being, Patricia. I'm really glad you're here today. I use this technique all the time because, like you, I have a brain and my brain wants to do things I don't want it to do. So I learn to control it. All right, my friends, that's enough of that. Unless you have any questions or comments, I'm not quite sure where my mask is. There it is. Any comments or questions? Thanks, Patricia. All right. I'm going to set my clock for 20 minutes. And if you're new here, and sometimes people are new here, centering prayer practice is super easy. You have a singular word or a phrase that you repeat over and over and over again. It's a chant, a mantra, and you write it on your breath through your nose into your belly and back out your nose again. And anytime your mind wanders, you return to the focus on your breath and the focus on your prayer word. And I call it a prayer word because it aims your heart towards the divine. That's why I use the word Jesus. You can use anything you want. You don't even need to have, it doesn't even have to make sense. You could use the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious if you want to. As long as you repeat it again and again, and anytime your mind wanders, you return back to that same phrase. It strengthens the mind. All right, let's grab a little clarity. Being, I need clarity, looking forward to it. All right, so let's grab a little clarity. I'm going to set my timer. And for those of you who have been with us for a while, we've been working on also running from the third eye down to the root chakra and back up the spine again, and working at stopping at particular chakras that you want to work on and maybe breathing into that one. So sometimes you go third eye, which is the root for me. This is the place, I know the root chakra is at the bottom, but this is the place where I begin and end my meditation. You can go from here to here and here to here and just run this right here if you want to. All right, here we go. See you in 20. We begin with 3 ohms. Thanks for liking and subscribing too. The more we practice together, the deeper our practice goes together because of the radiance of the I am that interplays between us, that among us, within us, between us, above us, all that stuff that Jesus talked about turns out to be true. So here we go. Now to your breath and your chant. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this morning. This morning meditation for me involved Junko outside my door talking to me the entire time, reminding me that it's time to feed them. And so I used that birds speaking to deepen my meditation this morning. I don't know if you could hear him or not. I turned my mic down and maybe it's too low right now. I'll turn it back up a little bit. There we go. But one of these days, maybe next Wednesday, maybe this coming Wednesday, we'll talk about how to meditate with noise. All right. You too. All right, my friends. Thanks for being here this morning and meditating with me. I hope that it was a deep meditation for you. After a period of time, I got very deep inside of it and felt the energy flow. I hope you feel the energy flow. If not inside yourself, then between us. Let me know if you do, because it's the purpose for us being here. Peace and love, everybody. Namaste to you. Thanks for being here. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm getting up to close to 12,000 subscribers. Love to hit that number. Thank you very much. Peace and love. See you soon.